And I am glad that you will be getting, first-hand information that is correct from this channel. And I wish that you subscribe and give us a thumbs up as you are joining. Okay, today I've got important thing to discuss with you because there are changes coming over in Portugal. Portugal is trying to do a lot of things in their immigration, in their visa system, or will I say immigration laws and all that. Because when immigration laws changes, you know what changes? Everything that you are planning will change. That's the way the world work. When, like a country, when they change whatever they are, saying, or whatever laws that they have about anything that is concerning immigration, then you have to sit tight and fasten your belt because anything can happen. That's the way the world work. So if you are about maybe 50, maybe okay, if you are about 35, 40, 45, 50, or even 60, or even 80, there's no any age limit. And within you, you are telling yourself, what can I do with the rest of my life? I need to go to a country where I can just earn money and pay my bills and enjoy my life. I don't want to get involved in the immigration system. I don't want to do this blah blah blah. I don't want to be subjected to their working system. I want to work myself. And yesterday, I think 2 days ago or thereabout, I told you guys that there are things that you need to be paying attention when you are going into a country. I know that your problem is to get out first. But when you are already 50, you have to think about pension. Yes. Except you want to go and come back. There are people that are 50 that just want to go and get the citizenship and come back and all that. There are people like that. But in any form and shape, you want to go there and have a good life and probably spend the whole rest of your life there. There are people like that. People like me, no, we are going back home to spend the rest of our life. Maybe the kids, if they want to stay here, they're going to stay here. But there are people that just want to come and they go. The citizenship is for them to get their children, another, leg into comfort. So that there are things like that. It happens. So now, if you are one of them, you have to think of pension. Because Portuguese, yesterday, I said yesterday, last week, Portuguese said, if you're coming, there are some certain years that you need to work in their country before you can get pension. Yes. Now, due to that, this digital nomad visa is self-employed, or will I call it sole proprietor kind of visa. So you will not be paying tax. You will be paying tax, but the tax you're paying is not the income tax. It's not like that because if you are in that country, when they pay you, you pay the government whatever, because you'll be paid directly. When you are working in this place, they pay you, they will deduct national insurance, deduct tax, deduct whatever that is deductible. Before you know it, you don't even have any money. That's the way Europe work. So we are tax, the thing that drives the country is tax. So where you need to pay attention is that pension. Can the pension in this country cover me? Because you're already 50 years. Remember, once you are, you spend another 12 years, retirement age. So you don't have any years to make up what you didn't, make up when you are back home. I don't know how to even sound now. I don't know how to say it, so I will not be selfish, because it will not look like the Africans that are coming there are selfish. I don't know how to put it, but okay, let's look at it this way. You're going to a country, you want to spend maybe a little time, That little time you're spending maybe is to work and get your citizenship and go back to your country so that you can have access to that country. You know, the things that we are not checking is that anything can happen within that time. And we might be bedridden and anything can happen. You understand? So that country needs to take you in. We have what we call here care home. So they will take you in. So the people that will pay that bill is what I'm trying to make. The country said now they are not going to cover the bills of people that didn't work into their system. So that's number one. That's understand it. If you are already 50, you know, I was telling people that at 35 the other day. If you are already 35, if you and you want to go abroad, if you see any visa, take it and start coming out because you are still in that window of that 30. You can say, okay, you work like 20 more years or you work like 18 more years to do a lot of things. But there are many countries that don't even want you once you cross 30. Like Canada, you know their point-based system. If you're 30, your destiny is decreasing. So places like Austria, places like Germany, places like Spain, they have done a lot of work in their age brackets. They don't want people that are even clock 35. So we in Africa, we look at 35 as a young age, you know. So, but these countries, they want you to come young so that you can walk into their system and pay some money. And it's fair. That's why I said I don't want to sound like I'm selfish. So let's talk about going to Portugal as a digital nomad visa because the people that are going there, you have to think about something which is important. The thing that is important now is that it's one of the cheapest visa to get and easiest visa to get for Portugal, this digital nomad visa. That digital nomad visa is so proprietor kind of business because you're working for yourself. So now you are working for yourself. You're not going to be paying into the coffers, into the pension coffers. So what will you do? That's the question. And that's what I want to bring to you now because I've just got somebody that is going to Portugal. We just got a visa. Yeah, today. I'm lucky. We just got a visa. He's going and now he is 52. So we are looking at this laws. Somebody that is 52 is already, and you know, there are many life issues with him, so he doesn't want stress. Now, look at the game plan. You can go to Portugal with only 72 dollars. Yes, with only $72. That is the application, the visa application for digital nomad visa. And when you get this visa, you go to this country. The next thing, because you are already 52, you haven't got time, you just want a visa that will help you get into the system. You can do it as if we are doing the switching of Schengen visa. It's as simple as ABCD, but you need to know what you are doing. That's where you need to have your brain intact. You need to be faster than the system. They have given you 18 months visa as a digital nomad visa. That's only 1 year and 6 months. Now you are trying to stabilize in this country. And again, age has, caught up with you that you cannot pay into the pension of that country to be able to get what is due to you when you are incapacitated or you cannot take care of yourself anymore because of age or retirement, age of 62 years. Now, what you can do for yourself, there are two. Yes. If you get Schengen visa, if you pay only $72 and get Schengen visa and found yourself in Portugal, the next thing that you need to do is this your age now. Check whether you can still go into school system so that you can go through their system with the study visa. I'm here, I always tell people if you're already 30 and nothing is happening in your life and you are not seeing the visa coming or you're not saving the money, you better start going to a country where it's cheap to go and study. What study visa does to you is this. No, it's not even is this. There are many things that the student visa do for you. Even at that age of 52 that he's going to Portugal now, there are many things that that age will do for you. What it will do for you, study visa, is that first of all, it will force you to go into system. Maybe the country allows you to work 20 hours. You've started working and they have given you everything like tax code, everything. Your name is in the system. The next thing to do is to ask yourself what is the next step. Don't start asking yourself when you have done your final exam. That's what the word we call proactiveness. You have to be proactive. Once you have started registering in that school, be asking yourself what is the next step after graduating. From day one, from day one, don't like he's my my client is leaving maybe this week. If we gather the ticket money, he might be leaving this week. Yes, if he's leaving this week, then start thinking study visa for September. Then that September you go, you now change and go into student visa. From that student visa you will get into the system. After study you will get your PGW, postgraduate work permit. When you get the PGWP, then the next step after that is the work to stay, stabilize your. So by all the rights, so by human rights, I know that you that 5 years that you spend, you might be clocking to 60 at that moment. In Europe, you will not be forced if you don't want to resign. To resign, you will not be forced to resign. What will happen is this: your employer, depending on the job, that's why I want you to go through study route, because when you go through study route, you'll be able to get a job that will be fairer to your strength and capacity. What do I mean by that? Like a job that will not tell on your age. That are job that will, like now, if somebody that break firewood at the age of 60 and somebody that break 30, the person that it will hit most is the person that is 60. So when you study, you will be able to go into a job that will be fair in your body because you are already old. You understand? So when you do that, you will be able. So maybe I know that you've not paid enough. Maybe you will start getting things from that pension, because there's no any country that you will go. So this pension changes and all that they are doing in their Portugal, it's if you know what you know. Let me even be honest. Every immigration law, you need to study it. There's always exceptions. What maybe grammarians they will now call atlas. So there are things like that. So it's not that the law is game. There are things that is okay. Now, if you you have come to this country, you have contributed 7 years, and you are still capable to work, you can contribute enough that you can, that can enable you get something. So most of you that are young that are still watching me, when we are talking of pension, it's none of your business. But anyway, you are still lucky that when you come to the country, you will be able to work number of years. That is why most people will tell you it's better you come out of anywhere you are and get there when you are young so that you can contribute your own quota. That's the way these things work. So today there's a lot of things about Portugal. I might not be able to do like I have done Portugal checks here, and like how much is living wage and all all that, and this I think I've done it many months ago. I've done it. Maybe you can go and look for that Portugal video and watch it. But what it means is this: Portugal is one of the cheapest country in Europe. So a room might not cost more than, I'm not telling you to go and live in the city. If you want to go and live in the city, then that's your business. When I tell you something, I'm not telling you to go and stay in the city. I'm telling you to go and do your own research. Go to a city that is cheap. Just for instance, when we are talking about Nigeria, if you don't really have money to do big things, you shouldn't be going to places like Lagos. You can think of Benue State, you can think of Kano, you can think of all these states that are cheap, but not this like Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Lagos. There are other states, there are other states that are still cheap. Kogi, Benue, even our Enugu is cheap compared to other places, you know. So you do it like that. You go and look for, although that the city said you can rent one bed, like a room in a shared apartment, 300, you can go inside and get a room that is maybe 200, that's outskirts of the central city where you are. There are things that you can do for yourself. You save money, you get your citizenship, you do things that you want to do before the age catches up with you. So don't panic with 72 you can still go as a Schengen, you know, paying 80 is Schengen visa, but $72 is digital nomad visa. Digital nomad visa, there's no much interrogation because you are working for yourself. They are not asking you to provide employment, job, and all that, but you are working for yourself. So it's quite an easy visa to get, and there's a whole above 90% success rate. So you can imagine that. So now, if you are still watching me, what you need to do if you want to apply for Portugal Digital Nomad Visa is to go online and read everything. I will give you the immigration rules and the immigration website. I think I will send it to you I will send it in Telegram. When I give it to you, you look at everything about that law, digital nomad visa, everything, even the pension part, you need to read it by yourself. Because when you read something from a country like we have in UK, if I want to have access to any information in UK, I go to gov.uk. That's where we get all our information about United Kingdom. Now, if you want to get, there's a site for Portugal as a country, which I will forward you. I will forward the link in Telegram. So, if you are trying to move and you want to convert that digital to working visa, is now no, is now no, and make sure that your 3 months before July, that your 3 months bank statement is available, and you will have a, I wouldn't say you will have somebody to sponsor you. I wouldn't say, because if you people did what I asked you guys to do since February, March, by now you will have a good a good statement, POF support statement. Or if your own is weak, you don't have it, or you are afraid that the money, then you can get someone to sponsor you. But I love you to do these things by yourself, because there's nothing on it. You can do it by yourself. When you do that, that's the only thing that you might struggle with digital nomad visa. That's the only thing that you will struggle with. So any other thing that you might struggle with is not something that you will struggle when you are trying to apply. Maybe it's when you get there, you will not struggle, you will start struggling with code and any other thing. But not like there's any problem with applying, getting, or settling in that country. But for budget, you have to leave the central city. Guys, if you are still watching me, can you give me a thumbs up? I don't want this video to pass 10 minutes because somebody told me that my video is always long. So that's why I'm rushing. You can see the way I'm rushing. I'm rushing to tell you everything that changed about digital nomad visa in Portugal. So guys, with $72, you can apply for digital nomad visa. There's no any age limit, no IELTS. And again, family can come. But depending on the salary that you are earning offline, that's when you can now start. Thank you so much, guys. Rejoice, Ekocha. Guys, if you're still watching me, can you give me a thumbs up? All of you are watching me and nobody is giving me a thumbs up. And it's not fair. Guys, I don't want this thing to pass 10 minutes. Guys, I'll be leaving here. And I want you to do me a favor. If you have any question here, because I don't want to stay too much, come to WTP. When you ask your question now, I will reply, although I'm so busy making applications. But I will reply. I will reply to your question. If you've not started getting your things together to do digital training, our digital training that will enable you to get digital nomad visa is 80,000 naira. And we are starting on 25th. 25th is the start date. Tomorrow we will be having Mexico and this country, Brazil, for people, for young mothers that want instant citizenship for their babies. So I will be glad that you guys will join me. And thank you so much. I don't want this thing to be 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Don't forget, come and register for your tech training. It will enable you to go to most European countries in Europe and easy citizenship. Thank you so much. Bye.